This is crazy to say. This is absolutely crazy. Trump on Iowa's sub-zero temperatures. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it. Really showing your voters that you care about them so much. It's pretty good to show them how much you care by telling them to go and
Faster
vote.
Nikki Haley at 20%. And
I can't believe
Ron
Nikki
DeSantis
Haley has
at
20%.
Support. Business.
I can't believe she's beating fucking Ron DeSantis. Absolutely crazy to me, by the way. I don't know about you guys.
Ramaswamy came in
Cracky, thank you for the tier 1.
Support. The latest Des Moines Register survey shows a shift from the last one conducted in December. Trump's lead decreased from 51% to 48%, while Haley's support grew from 16% to 20%. Like Trump, DeSantis also saw a dip in support, going from 19% in December to 16% in January. Ramaswamy's support grew 3 points from December. The candidates have been crisscrossing the state amid a blizzard pummeling the Midwest. DeSantis, Haley, and Ramaswamy were out campaigning on Saturday. Former President Trump arrived in Iowa on Saturday after canceling events earlier in the day due to the weather.
Sorry, it's a little quiet.
A rally from Des Moines on Saturday evening.
We've got a lot of meetings tonight. We're doing well. We have a lot of tremendous support. But it's nasty out there.
And former President Trump is holding his first in-person rally since arriving to Iowa here in Indianola at Simpson College. Temperatures are pretty cold. Right now it's -8 degrees, but it feels like -31 with the wind chill. But it's not stopping his supporters from coming out.
I'm going to keep it FR. There has got to be something wrong with you to go to a fucking rally in -8 degrees. There's I lived in New York for 20-something years, and never once did I have any desire to go watch the ball drop because it's freezing fucking cold out there. All right? I sure as fuck am not going to go to a rally in negative degrees to go fucking simp for a presidential candidate that's corrupt as hell. And that applies to the Democrats as well, guys. The only way that I would go out fucking in cold weather would be to protest. Because that's actually for a good cause. I'm not showing up for some egotistical politician. Fuck you. No. Especially a guy who's left people out in the cold before. Yeah.
Trump really said some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
He said, you can't sit at home. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I gotta make it, Trump said at an Indianola rally on Sunday. Even if you vote and pass away, it's worth it. Remember. And here's a clip of him saying it.
America from crooked Joe Biden. You must go caucus tomorrow. It's really the first step. Really the first step. We got to do it. We got to do it big. You got to get out.
You got to do it big.
Home. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I got to make it. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it, remember? If you're sick, if you're just so sick you can't, darling, I don't think, get up. Get up. You get up and you're voting. Yes, darling, because ultimately we know who calls the shots, right? Right, Polly? So you be safe and all. You're going to be safe. And again, all indoors. It's going to be all indoors, but you got to get up.
Was that like a woman calls the shots, or was that a man calls the shots? What is happening? I don't even know. He looks ill. I'm not even saying that. Usually he looks really juicy. You know, he's got like the Trump juice on him. I don't know how else to describe it. He looks very plump normally. He does not look good right now. He does not. He looks really bad. He looks ill. Ugh. He's What happened to his orange glow? Who is this imposter? This is the Trump I know and love.
You just ruined the word juicy for me. Thanks.
You're welcome. The Ozempic is really taking a toll on him. I mean, don't get me wrong. As you guys can see,
Degrees.
Yeah,
the Ozempic is working. Look at him.
tremendous support.
Look. Look at the snatch on that waist. Okay? But it's killing his face, man. Oh my. Before, after. Okay.
A vote because it has nothing to do with anything but taking our nation back, and that's the biggest thing there is. So arrive no later than 6:30, and as I said earlier, the details are ia.donaldjtrump.com. So in conclusion, we're having a good time though, aren't we?
Dude, this is the tackiest hat I've ever seen in my fucking life. Trump caucus captain in gold letters on a white hat.
Good time. I got Billy Long up here to show us that. From Fort Dodge to Cedar Rapids, from Sioux City to Waterloo, and from Davenport to Des Moines to right here in Indianola, we stand on the shoulders of generations of Iowa patriots who tamed the wilderness, braved the elements, tilled the soil, worked the fields, built the factories, and poured out their sweat, blood, tears to make this country the greatest nation in the history of the world. That's what happened. But now we are a nation in decline.
I don't know why I thought it was funny that it cut him off the way that it did. He's never done a day of actual hard labor. Yeah. This is like, I can't believe people fell for the I'm an American just like you. Brother, he grew up in New York and is a millionaire. What could a fucking random hillbilly have in common with that? What? Huh? Racism? Oh, good point. I forgot about that. Sorry. You're right. Wait, what is this? Reporter asks mom going to prison for January 6th if she blames Trump. Hear her response.
In his brief statement after court today, the former president again referred to a document he's been promoting lately that he says proves his allegations of voter
What's going on?
Voter fraud. It doesn't.
What? What's going on? Why can't I hear?
The claims in the document are unproven or
this one
debunked.
broke.
It's clear, though, that 3 years ago, millions of people did believe such lies. On January 6th, thousands acted violently on it. And today, one of them, a 42-year-old grandmother, reported to a federal prison in West Virginia to begin serving a long sentence. CNN's Donnie Sullivan recently spoke with her about whether she still believes in the lies that turned her into a Capitol rioter.
How do you feel when you watch this?
I just tried that grand biscuit.
I'm more numb when I look at this stuff. It's like surreal to me. I mean, look how angry I look.
You'd admit this is a bad look.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know how dumb I feel when I look at this?
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah. No, but it was just a peaceful tour. Also 42 grandma. Dude, grandma kind of looking bad though.
This picture, like, oh my goodness.
Rachel Powell, also known as the Pink Hat Lady, is about to begin a 5-year prison sentence for her role in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. She's a mom of 8 and grandmother of 6, and she spent most of the last 3 years under home detention in rural Pennsylvania.
Is this what you expected from an insurrectionist, a terrorist? How'd I have time to plan an insurrection when my life is busy like this? Making pie, raising babies.
Why did you decide to go to DC on January 6th?
Well, how often does a president ask you to come to a rally? Doesn't happen.
At some point, this goes from peaceful protest to you having an ice axe in your hand, breaking a window, trying to get into the Capitol. How did that happen?
It got violent, and it was violent for a while, and I'm completely in pain. And
Because you had been hit?
oh man, I had been hit with a baton, I'd been grabbed and thrown, I'd been sprayed. I mean, my whole body was on fire. I don't think there was rational thinking in my head at that point. I didn't have an ice axe that passed through the crowd. Somebody put it in my hands, and it was only in my hands long enough to take out that window pane. And yet I've been charged with a deadly weapon.
Somebody give you the ice axe?
Yeah,
Who?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't know who they were. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it went.
I grew up, and I guess you probably did too, of being told, you know, if a police officer tells you to do something, you should probably do it. That didn't happen that day, of course. The police were telling you guys to go away.
They never actually told us to go away. I never had an officer look at me.
No, the officers standing at the gate that we pushed past, they technically never told us we weren't allowed to go in. Technically, they didn't say it. So, technically,
Me and say, you need to leave or I'm going to arrest you.
Footage like this of Rachel, seen here in the fur hooded coat, pushing against a police line, and messages she posted on social media condoning violence ahead of January 6th were used by prosecutors to argue that Rachel wasn't just a peaceful protester who got caught up in the chaos of the day. Do you regret that day?
the interviewer pulling up the receipts, I'd be so embarrassed watching this interview back if that was me. It would never be me because I would never fucking look up to a politician like that. Ever. I think America got destroyed when people started blindly falling in love with politicians. Even people I like, I still have things I criticize them about, right? Like Bernie Sanders, right? Bernie Sanders is probably one of the better politicians, if not one of the best sitting. In our like legislative branch. But motherfucker was posting Zionist garbage on his goddamn Twitter. You know what I mean? Maybe it's run by someone else. I don't know, but I'm not just going to ignore it or not criticize it because it's like, well, I like Bernie. You know, it's like, no. You know? I would still vote him over a lot of other people, but I'm not going to have blind support for someone. I don't know why or when Americans became these blind supporters of politicians. So weird. So weird. Bizarre to me.
I have a lot of remorse for ruining my family's life. I mean, in one day, I destroyed everything. For nothing. I don't have remorse for attending protests. I don't have remorse for speaking out and saying that I believe that the election is stolen. I do have remorse for breaking a window and
Election is stolen. She still believes it. Oh my God. The delusion is so crazy. No, River, why isn't it reading it? Thank you for the 25 months. It's crazy to get on like national television and say, I don't regret doing it. I regret getting caught.
Destroying my whole family's life and for thinking irrationally
Maybe
and
easy.
not realizing, like, why don't you just sit down at this protest?
A federal judge convicted Rachel on 9 counts, including destruction of government property, obstruction of an official proceeding, and engaging in physical violence in a restricted building or grounds.
I'm sorry, it's like my last weekend before I go in. But, like, I love my children so much. And so it's like the last thing that they can take from me. That'll be the hard part. And I don't deserve this, and my kids don't deserve it. Like, have we not been through enough? Like, that's the last thing that we have to lose is each other.
Prosecutors said Rachel showed nothing but contempt for the...
I don't deserve the consequences of my action. You could not make a more white woman. This is it. This is it. Peak. Peak.
court and legal system.
You said, you know, that
And more importantly, okay, let's pretend for a second that the insurrection was justified, that there was actually, that the election actually was stolen, that there was very clear evidence of tampering with ballots, and that there were behind the scenes like recordings of like Biden and Dominion talking about how they're rigging it. Okay. And almost certainly you can say without a doubt that it was in fact a stolen election. Yeah, storming would be pretty fucking base at that point, right? I think one of the few things that should stay an American staple is that your vote actually matters, right? That your vote doesn't just actually unironically get thrown out. Why not wear black bloc? Like, why not just grab a balaclava and make yourself hard to identify? Put on some goggles, wear a black mask, cover up anything that is identifiable, tattoos, scars, anything like that. Okay? And then go fucking seek justice, okay? But these people were going on like live stream being like, my name is Samantha Bill and I live at 649 in Tennessee, right off the 301. My social security number is 239568712, and I stormed the Capitol because it's a revolution. It's like, hello. Hello. Why? Why? Did that really happen? Oh my God. I'll do a quick search to see if we can find it. Found it. Oh, hell yeah. Here we go. They probably think of themselves as martyrs, is my guess. Well, they probably think that they're based, right? Please don't tell me you actually said your actual social security number on stream, ? Guys, how dumb do you think I am? Oh my God. I was going through all my documents yesterday because I've been cleaning up. I actually got this really cool ha 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 ha. I didn't almost trip. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Me, no, I don't trip. Anyways, I'm just paranoid for you, okay? But I actually got this this I don't know what it would be called, binder, and it's for documents. And without showing you guys what's inside, I'm actually like sorting all my stuff, and I got all of these like. Let's see. Okay, well, I can't show any of it, but I can show just out of safety, for my own safety. I'm not going to show anything, but I can show this. And it's like I got a bunch of like those binder dividers, right? And like I got these like plastic things. I don't know what they're called. Let me pull up a picture. They're like plastic sheets for binder images. Like these ones. Here we go. How do I want this photo? I want this photo, please. Please. What happened to Google where like suddenly, randomly, you just can't pull up photos anymore? It's hard to right click and just do open image and new tab. I don't know why. But anyways, I got like a bunch of these, right? And then I got a bunch of tab dividers. And so I have like different sections for different things. So like the first one is like personal documents, and I put in like, you know, my birth certificate and stuff like that. And then I have like my tax documents and stuff, and they're all sorted out in nice files and stuff. And all of my old like insurance cards or whatever, I put them in this little pocket that they have. Because on the left side, there's like this cute little pocket. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, now that it's zippered up, it's good. Where'd you get the binder? I'll show you guys a picture. If you guys want to organize, I highly recommend organizing your personal documents. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have this huge mental block about certain tasks, like organizing my documents. Why save old insurance cards? Well, they're only like a couple months old, and I don't know if I'm still going to need them. So I'd rather just save them than not save them. Plus, I have the space to save them, so why wouldn't I? If you're between the ages of 17 and 20, start one of these now. You'll need it for random bullshit. Yes. I'm looking for one now, but Amazon says 100. Whoa, $100. 100 bones. Hell no. That's not worth it. Let me see if I can find the one. Now take pictures of the documents and create a digital binder. See, I tried doing that many times. And I just never kept up with it, so I've given up on doing that. Clearly, my brain is not good at maintaining that, so I should stop coping and being like, no, this time for sure I'll be able to do it. Ha, no, this time. You know, at a certain point, you accept reality, okay? And you recognize that you're not. If you want to go one step further, get a fireproof, waterproof document box to keep them even safer. Oh yeah, I want to eventually get like a little lock box or like a little safe, and I would put this in the safe, right? But it looks like this. This is what I got, and it's very cool. And I have like my cards and IDs and stuff here, and my passport is in the little zipper, and it's got like a binder inside, like the metal thing, so you can put stuff in it if you wanna, and it's got places for like pens as well. And additionally, I got these ones, which are really cool. Hold up. If you guys want the link, I can link it in chat. I'm not sponsored. This isn't an affiliate link or anything like that. I just am sharing because personally, I have needed something like this for the past, I don't know how many years, and I finally did it. I'm so happy with myself for finally doing it. Excuse me. I also got these dividers. So you can put papers inside of them, and they're actually like a very firm plastic, unlike the dog shit plastic that most dividers are, where they're like super flimsy. And the cool thing is you can actually like write on these ones and you can erase it. It's like write and erase, pencil, pen, marker. I don't know about all these other ones, but I heard a lot of people saying in the reviews that the pencil really does work. So you can like label them and stuff. And then of course I got like the clear sheets. So I've been setting everything up, putting all my important documents, putting my tax documents and also my all my medical documents and stuff, just in case I ever need them, you know? Because before this, I had a random drawer of documents that sort of probably were important. And every time I needed something, I was like, no, I don't want to go through the drawer of papers. No. I don't want to do it. It's so scary. You know? And now that I finally am like cleaning it, I have like maybe one more folder to go through. Now that I'm finally done cleaning it, the anxiety has gone away. It's like, oh, I need a certain medical document. I can just open it up and look inside. Cool. So, shoebox or bust, yeah. But if anyone else is looking to do it, personally, I really like this item. I feel like I can sort of vouch for it. It's pretty good. I like it. So, I forgot why I brought this up. There was a reason. There was a reason I brought it up, but whatever the reason was isn't important. I got shit in that desk from 15 years ago. Sorry. Here's the leather binder for anyone who wants it. And here are the dividers I got. I'm very particular, guys. I'm very, very particular. Okay? About my organization. Okay?
Brain rot has set in.
Nice. Pog. So here are the two items if you guys are interested. Like when I was purchasing these plastic dividers, I went through maybe like 4 pages of Amazon searching because the dividers have to have pockets because I want them to have pockets. And they also have to look nice because I don't want to look at ugly dividers. And ideally a way to label them to make my life easier. And it has to be made out of the firm plastic, not the like really flimsy, shitty divider plastic. And it's like, this has all of the requirements. It's like, it looks nice. It's nice and firm. It's also only like $7 for 3 sets, which is pretty fucking cheap. I feel like if you went into like a Staples, it would be $25 for the same thing. And I also looked really hard for one of these as well. And I really like it. So if anyone here needs that extra motivation to go and finally start cleaning up your stuff, go do it. Go do it. You'll thank me for it later. Okay? I promise. And then for any old documents, I would recommend just getting a big binder. Like like one of those fat binders. Like the 5-inch ones. And just put all your documents in there. Anything that you know you're not going to need anytime soon. Like documents from 5-6 years ago that you definitely don't need. Just throw it in there. Right? The accordion file fucking sucks. I refuse. You know, I had to look. Okay. I'm so sorry. To find this specific item that I wanted, I had to scroll through like 10 pages. My life is so hard. What was I looking up? I was going to look something up. Oh, yes. I had to look through so many of these goddamn accordion folders. I hate these. If you're not understanding what specific product I'm talking about these hell holes from this. This picture is not good. Let me get a different picture that's maybe a little bit better. I fucking hate these so much. I had one growing up, or like my parents just had one growing up, and they just threw shit everywhere. And just looking at it makes me mad. Okay. The number of scratches I got on my hand just trying to get something out of there. That's what my stuff is in right now. I promise you, you will love me forever and ever getting something like this. You don't have to get this specific product. I'm just suggesting it. I remember, yeah, someone was saying social security number. No, I am actually very nice and clean and organized and OCD about it. It's cool because the only reason I'm organized about stuff like this is because my OCD perfectly matches my ADHD and forces me to sit down and work on it. And then the mental block on like looking through documents is gone because I know that it's organized and I know when I need something, it'll be easy to find. So I'm just going to say that's why. Anyways, back to what we were watching. This lady. Me, the Giga Chad that keeps all my documents secure and would never show up to a insurrection with my face showing. Average Trumper.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the Capitol?
Yeah, I made like a foot inside and they pushed me out and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am. Again, guys, if leftists ever organize some rebellion or some shit, or a rebellion or whatever, revolution or whatever, wear some fucking goggles, some dark goggles, and a black face mask. Please, or at the very least, wear some goggles and even just a COVID mask. And ideally, cover up any tattoos, any notable scars. Try to cover your hair if you can. Make it so that the only thing that you can be identified by is like your weight and your height. Yeah, honestly, if you want to go a step further, get fake temporary tattoos. Okay? Please don't do this. Please don't do this. I can't even believe I have to say this because conservatives are so fucking stupid. Please don't. Oh my God. Look back at the Hong Kong protests. They were also the guides published by the protesters and translated. Really? That would make sense. Hong Kong protest guides. Yes. This is what you should look like on the street. Okay? Completely unidentifiable. Plus, the gas mask is good in case of tear gas. So yeah. In Hong Kong, umbrellas have been an essential part of the resistance. They can shield people's faces from CCTVs and protect against pepper spray. In many instances, protesters have used umbrellas as a form of Spartan phalanx. I don't even know what this is. March forward towards law enforcement. Oh my. Okay, I understand what they're talking about. That's cool. Umbrella, bottled water, snacks, spare set of clothes. Bring a backpack. Don't worry about dropping it if you have to run. Your safety is more important than the supplies. Gear recovery and redistribution has become a great activity for those that might feel uncomfortable with more radical action. If I didn't want to go to the front lines one day, I would stay back and collect gear to deliver next time. They had an important point, what not to bring. Don't bring guns. I know you like your Second Amendment, but once lethal force is used, the escalation cannot be turned back. So anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Don't forget your pocket sand as well. Because the police would water cannon them with water with marker fluid so they could pick them up after the protest. Change of clothes was crucial. Yeah. Yes. Anyways, back to the video. Back to the video.
Did you feel dumb, set up,
Yep.
duped?
Yeah.
DJ, thank you for the 5
Why do you
months.
feel duped?
With January 6th, I cannot prove it was a setup, but I feel like, what if it was?
Rachel isn't alone. A quarter of Americans believe the conspiracy theory the January 6th attack was instigated by the FBI.
People watching this might say, well, you were duped by Trump and everybody around him, and the election wasn't really stolen, and you buying into this has kind of ruined your life. Do you ever feel a bit pissed off with Trump?
No, absolutely not. I don't. I've had problems with this election process for years and years. 15 years ago, if there would have been protests about election fraud, I would have gone to those, because our whole country and everything about our lives is determined by voting.
Surely, in the last 3 years,
The thing that's always delusional, or the thing that always makes me feel that these people are just completely delusional. The United States actually has some of the most secure elections globally. Our elections are actually very secure. But that's because in the United States, when people want to commit crimes, specifically the wealthy and the 1%, they just go through legal channels. Okay, we don't want to actually do something illegal and throw out these ballots. But what if we made it really hard for brown and black people to vote by forcing them into these long lines, not allowing them to have water, needing an ID, and all this other nonsense? Let's make it as hard as we can to vote. Oh, 2000 was bad? Yeah, that one was bad. Mm-hmm. The reality is, like, in the United States, when 1% wants to commit crimes, they just try their best to do very, very legally, because when you do things illegally, people get really mad, right? I had something I was going to say about this. The problem for me, okay? The problem for me, they also try to get rid of mail-in ballots for people with disabilities. Yes. Yep. Where can people not bring water? Does anyone remember water voting? Oh, fuck. Like, was it Georgia? Sorry, I'm not from the US, but how do you identify when you don't need an ID? In my country, it's normal that you bring an ID when you go to vote. Pretty frequently, you can just say your name, your address, and your social security number. They already have your information on hand. And how many people know all of that information? Like, I don't think anyone other than my family members, nobody else knows any of that information. Like all of that information. No, you do not say your social security number to vote in anywhere in any state. That's not true. I'm talking about if you were trying to get people to verify your identity without using an ID card, what could you do? That would verify your identity. Those would be the things that you would use to verify your identity. Okay? What's the problem with having to provide an ID though? The gist of it is simply that getting IDs are not free. You have to pay, what is it, $50 to get an ID. The DMV fucking sucks. And you have to be willing and able to sit in a fucking DMV line for 6 hours and miss a day of work. And chances are, I don't know about you guys, it's never one DMV visit. It's always at least 2 or 3 DMV visits because you go there the first time and they're like, this document isn't good enough. You need to go get this document. It's like, what? But no, you need to get this other document. It's like, there's always one thing wrong because their websites fucking suck. Okay? And so the idea is that homeless people, poor people, should be able to vote easily. Do you guys not have a national ID card? No. No. You have to go sign up with, you have to go to your state's DMV and get an ID issued in your name. After you provide all of the proper documentation. Our social security numbers are a national ID card? I guess so, yeah. That's probably pretty true. And yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's like $50. I'm pretty sure last time I got an ID, it was like $50. CGP Grey has a video on social security numbers that breaks down how terrible it is as an ID system. Too bad that guy doesn't want anyone to react to his content, so fuck that guy. I'm sorry. The video might be good. If you want to go watch it, go watch it. I'm not ending up in a fucking video about streamers stealing content. So yeah, and I don't know about you guys. I mean, maybe there's some fucking eugenicists in chat or some fucking racists in chat or some cringe people in chat. But in my opinion, Every U.S. citizen should be able to vote. If you are a citizen of the United States, you were born here, or you got your citizenship after immigrating, you should be given the right to vote. And it should be just as easy to vote for you as it is for anyone else. You shouldn't have to wait hours to vote in a line. Okay? The fact that we don't allow felons to vote is fucking stupid. It's a joke. It's absolutely a joke. Well, sorry. It's intentional. I think even people who are waiting for citizenship should be able to vote. They're still affected by policy. That's a good point. I think we get into some weird legal waters there, but I'm down to do some research on that topic and see if there's any bad consequences in something like that. Oh, yeah, and you don't get time off to vote. You have to remember that there are poor people in the United States that they don't have the luxury of taking a day off. I think last time I checked, it's like 40% of homeless people, homelessness being categorized as not living in an apartment or a house. So people who are on the street, people in tents, people that live in their cars.
Hey, it's too cold in Texas. Can you make it warmer, please?
Sure, let me just fart. But people who live in their cars, people who live on the streets, whatever. 40% of those people have jobs. Do you think a homeless person has the luxury of taking a day off of work? No, I don't think that those people do. I don't think that they do. Those people should be able to vote just like the rest of us get to vote, all right? And it should be unbelievably easy for them to vote. Just as easy as it is for us. In my country, everyone gets a national ID, even immigrants. Elections are always on Sundays. Sorry, we live in a shithole, so... So anyways. Ex-cons are humans too, what the fuck? Yeah. No, I mean, it's not fair to build a system where you say, oh, every vote counts, except you're not allowed to vote if you're any one of these groups. What? Anyways. Back to the video.
Being locked in here. Have you ever had a moment where you're like, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Biden actually won the election. Maybe I'm the conspiracy theorist.
No, not at all.
She's due to spend the next few years behind bars, but she believes one man could change that.
So this hat says, Rachel, we love you. Trump. Three of my sons, they met Trump, and you can actually see them one of the times here. Trump was very encouraging to them. He's made it clear he's going to pardon us.
There's a lot riding on this election.
Totally.
For the country, but also personally for you.
Oh man, for me it's huge. For me it's like life or death. It's huge.
If Trump wins, you could get out of prison.
Correct, I will get out of prison.
It's amazing to me, although it shouldn't be, that, you know, she spent 3 years locked up in her home and she could have done some research, and she continues to believe things which are demonstrably false and just lies. I mean, it's pathetic.
And look,
it's amazing she is teaching her children this as well. I mean, I'm stunned.
I mean, what makes Rachel's story all more incredible also is she didn't even vote for Trump in 2016. She wasn't particularly politically active. She didn't really believe in voting for a while. It was COVID, the lockdown. She said that she started going to anti-lockdown protests. That led to Stop the Steal. And that, of course, brought her to January 6th, where, look, I mean, she claims that the axe was placed into her hand and everything else, and she doesn't view this as an insurrection. Clearly, a court disagreed. But look, Anderson, I think a lot of our viewers, and I certainly already know from some of our viewers who comment online, ask why are we speaking to somebody like Rachel Powell? The reality is that she's not alone. The
I find it
falsehoods.
informative to hear from her. I mean, it's
Yeah.
telling about a mentality and a psychology of some people who are supporting the former president and why.
Yeah, and the falsehoods about the election are believed by tens of millions of Americans. And now, of course, you even see the conspiracy theories about the day itself.
Right, her whole being duped thing. I mean, Donna Sullivan, fascinating. Thank you.
No words. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. That's crazy. This is the guy that they're rooting for, just so you guys know. Okay? Just so you guys know, this is the guy. Trump called the judge a bad person for not allowing him to travel for a funeral. His calendar, however, says he has a campaign event that day. The judge denied the request, saying that while the court offers its condolences to the Trump family, the trial would continue as scheduled. Trump is not required to be at the trial, as Kaplan pointed out, but the former president had expressed interest in attending. Trump is free to attend the trial, the funeral, or all parts or both as he wishes. A letter sent by the lawyers for Karl on Saturday pointed out that may not have been the whole story. While Trump told the judge he would be traveling with his family, Karl's lawyers pointed out that Trump had a campaign rally scheduled in New Hampshire the same day. There was no mention made of any scheduling conflict in connection with Mr. Trump's presidential campaign. Trump's campaign website shows the Portsmouth, New Hampshire event scheduled for Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Look at what Trump wrote on Truth Social. Crazed Trump-hating Judge Lewis Kaplan was asked if he could delay this rigged political scam for one day so that I could attend the funeral of my beloved mother-in-law with my wife, the former and next First Lady of the United States. And he said no. Portsmouth? My bad. In the same Truth Social post, Trump also accused Kaplan of purposefully scheduling the trial in the middle of the New Hampshire primary, but did not address the Karl letter. Nice. Nice. The Delulu is like really crazy with these people, man. It's like